Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button. Thanks for joining us for another edition of the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. This is the Marvelous One, back at it again with Don and Philosophical. What's good, fellas? How y'all feeling after this Super Bowl that kind of ends the season, man? That's the bad part about the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, it was a good game. A lot of people had a problem with that call. Clearly, it was pass interference. We were talking off a lot about the Eagles were taking their sweet times just driving the ball down to Mahomes, which is 2-3 minutes just going down the field. So they try to play the time management game on them. But yeah, it was a great game. Great game.
Yeah. And
It was a great game.
Phil, when you say some people were upset about that call, you mean Don, right? Let's just call it what it is. I mean, because my phone was blowing up.
Oh yeah, I know.
Was
with
fired
memes.
up at the officials.
With memes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How you doing, Don? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it comes a time in the game where though, you put the whistle in the pocket. Everybody knows. I mean, it's old school, and everybody understands the rules. I mean, unless it's a blatant pulling your shirt out of your pocket and things of that nature.
It was.
And no, it wasn't. And I'm gonna say it like this: you have senior officials on the field, they got to get the call right. And they took their time and got that call right, where they get extra time in order for them to say, hey, we got to make a we used that call to when a player went out of bounds, and they said we get them
It was a
enough time.
substitution.
Yeah, substitution. So you had a senior official on the field that gathered everybody together, get that right call. I think they should have gathered everyone together and said, listen here, I know you saw the call. There holds every game all the time. Do you really want to make this type of call in this type of situation this late in the game, or do you want them to play it out in their own fashion? And I think
So
I
go
I
ahead,
don't
go ahead.
think I think the ref I don't think the ref should be able to make that type of decision and have that much impact on the game. I just don't think so because it's not right.
So
It
you
was
got
right.
the eye test. You got the eye test, right? What's your I want to know what's your definition of defensive holding?
So
What's your
so so so
definition?
so now so now so now we're gonna play this game. Okay, I'm gonna play it with you. Okay, I'm gonna play it with you. There's 99% holding all game. If you call every play holding, the football game will be almost 9 hours.
I understand that,
Between
but he
no,
he
no, if
held
you
him
understand,
twice.
listen,
He,
if you
he held him
understand
twice.
that, listen, if you understand that, then you would stop right there.
So
So
But he
Phil,
for
not.
you to continue the conversation means that you don't
Phil,
understand.
he's very emotional about this. He's very upset about this. And I
No, I'm
feel
not
it.
upset. I'm not. No, no.
I know
Listen.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing
Yeah, I
with you.
know, but I'm just
What-
saying. I'm just saying.
yeah.
I've been accustomed to, and listen, and the bad part about it is that when you look at the wide receiver and he doesn't look back and he's not acting animated, that lets you know one thing. That lets you know that sometimes receivers and D-backs, they let you know by their antics and
But,
things of that nature
but
that
But
the
Patrick
ref was
Mahomes was
letting them
animated.
they
Patrick Mahomes was animated.
but
but
the receiver wasn't. So that lets you know that they've been playing like that all game.
but look, here's the deal. And I understand you're like, if I was officiating that game, I wouldn't have called it. And I officiated high school games before, and I know kind of the
Thank you, Marv.
protocol officials have. Like towards the end of the game, they wouldn't make that type of call because they don't want to decide the game. And that was a game deciding play. But
Thank you,
here's the
Marv.
facts. Here's the facts. It was holding. Even the defender admitted it was holding. He held him.
But hypothetically, what if he
I
would have
never
threw the
said it
ball?
wasn't.
Hypothetically, if they didn't make that call and he threw that pass and it was intercepted, then what? You're gonna say, "Oh well, they swallowed the whistle; it was an interception," but
It
really, it was
happened.
holding.
But that's what they do. Like in the NBA, towards the end of the game, you see a bunch of fouling on the game winning shots.
Thank you,
You
Marv.
see traveling, you see fouls, you see everything. But they let it go. They let the players decide the game. And this is a play that typically would have let the players decide because one, it is the biggest game of the season, and two, it will decide the game because now the Chiefs will be able to run out the clock. But see, my point to Don, and I agree with you. I hear where you're coming from on that, Don. But my point to you, there were plenty other plays throughout this game
I'm
that
not gonna
lost the
argue. I'm not
game.
gonna listen. I'm
That
not
lost
gonna
the game for
argue
the
that
Eagles.
point. And what you're about to say is 100% correct. But I
That
wanted
punt
to
return,
listen.
that punt return killed them.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
it's a lot of things that killed him. But I wanted to kill the notion that everyone wanted to act like that play did not decide the game.
Oh yeah,
And I want to
yeah,
tell everybody that it did.
yeah. Because on if that play would have ended, right, it would have been fourth down. The clock would have stopped because it was incomplete pass. There was like I think it was 2 minutes still left in the game at that point. The Eagles had used all their timeouts. Granted, the Chiefs were in field goal range, would have kicked the field goal. They more than likely would have made it, right? Given a 3 point lead, then the Eagles would have had the ball with 2 minutes left in the game to get back into it, to get a field goal to tie it up.
And that's all. And listen, as a fan, that's all I wanted to see was a good game. I listen. I'm a Ravens fan, so I don't have, and I didn't put no money on either side of the game. But I wanted to see a good football game, and it was a great football game the whole entire game. I mean, and let me tell
Absolutely.
and let me tell you about. Listen, and here's a fun fact that I got kind of pissed off about is that the great halftime adjustment
Oh, absolutely.
of the
That's
Yeah.
Chiefs
so that's what get
of
Oh
lost.
yeah,
Chiefs
yeah,
of
yeah,
Yeah.
hold on. Everybody
yeah,
want to give Andy Reid his flowers. God damn it, give it to Eric B. Enemy.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. I'm
yeah.
glad you brought up his name.
Give Eric B. Enemy his flowers.
Yeah,
Who guess
absolutely.
what? Did not get one goddamn phone call
Nope.
from offensive coordinator. And guess
Yeah, he
what?
did. Yeah, he
The
Huh?
did.
head coach.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
listen,
he did.
listen. We not. I can eat up the whole segment talking about
Well,
you listen. We're kind of winning with the African American quarterback getting their flowers because they're doing their things. But guess what? Now we need to start getting the coordinators. And the coordinators need to start getting their head coaching jobs, man, because this is ridiculous. Eric B. Enemy did his thing.
yeah. It has me wondering whether or not he has a problem doing the interviews. He's not giving a good interview, or what? What is happening? Is there something in his past, a player saying something, or is it just because, like you said, he's black and he's not getting his
Maybe,
opportunity?
maybe he's trying to go to a certain team.
I don't know. I don't know. But
No,
but DeMarco Ryan got his opportunity with the Texans, but
There were
he's a
ties there.
yeah, he's a former
Yeah,
Texan
you
player.
got
So
college coaches coming up, college coordinators getting head
yeah,
coaching jobs.
yeah, I
The
know.
Ravens, we went and got a college
But
coordinator.
it begs the question, what is going on? Why is this guy not getting opportunities? But before we get into that, guys, let's go back into this game, man. Let's talk about the first half of this game,
Okay.
which was totally dominated by the Eagles, man.
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought the Eagles were going to run away with this game because they look unstoppable. But
yeah.
Jalen Hurts got the Chiefs back into the game with the fumble.
Yep, yep,
That
yep.
fumble that was returned for a touchdown was like, come on, dude, secure
And
the
it was
ball.
almost a fumble a second time.
It was
Remember
almost,
that?
yeah,
Almost
it
a
was
fumble a
returned for
second
a
time.
touchdown, but
Yep.
it was considered incomplete.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that type of stuff, man, you cannot have in a game like this. And then the other thing that kind of irritated me with the Eagles, they played it safe at the end of the half, right? They look they look to me like whatever strategy they had couldn't be stopped by the Chiefs defense. Whatever they had before the Chiefs made their adjustments at halftime, they could not stop them in the first half. And they could have scored another touchdown to make it 28-14. But instead, they settled for a field goal to make it 24-14. So they went into halftime with a 10-point lead opposed to a
Mhm.
14-point lead. And to me, that cost them two.
Yeah, Marv. I think I'm gonna tell you what I think the biggest problem was. You know what the biggest problem was? Here's the funny part.
What's
There
that?
was no problem. Everything worked.
Right. They were unstoppable. You're
I
right.
think, listen, he had two, he had, you got the clipboard and you got the clipboard and you saying, okay, and look, you had plays that you had X marks for size and everything. Everything had a check mark. Every play worked.
You're right.
Yep.
So
I think
and guess and guess what? I consider that in that time, that place, that event, I consider that information overload. He just had his your left and right limits. He had none. Everything was open. Everything was open. And man, you could call any play. I could call a run play. I could call a pass play. I could call anything. Left side, right
Yeah,
side, short play.
Right.
man.
Everything
Right.
was good.
That offensive line dominated, man.
Yeah.
Good lord. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, to me, what their strategy was we're going to run read option,
Yep.
force you to come up. And when you come up, we're throwing it deep.
Yep.
And we're
Yep.
going to keep challenging you on the deep ball. But, and this, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert, man, those guys played, they were dominant, but I still question the NFL's rule on what's a catch, man. It's killing this league. It's like, God damn it, why can't we figure out this catch thing? Why is this so hard, man?
The
Yeah.
NFL move, man.
It's just,
The NFL move.
every time these guys caught, like the Devontae Smith catch against the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, that was obviously a drop. But the Dallas Goedert catch along the sideline, to me, was obviously a catch.
Yeah.
But they said it
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is with that, and then I don't know about you guys, but if I know Travis Kelce is on the field, I'm gonna make sure he covered every damn time. I don't understand why this dude
Yeah.
was running free. Can anybody explain to me why the hell
Because
Travis
they
Well,
key.
Kelce?
Well, I'm gonna tell you
they
why.
they
They
keep putting
keyed it.
linebackers on them.
They keyed in. There you go. They keyed in on
Yeah.
the strong safeties. So they
Yeah.
was watching the strong safety, and they say, okay, fine. If we do play action on this side, how does that strong safety? Is he gonna crash down on it? And if that strong safety crash down on it, and I run a couple of seam routes, that means that's what I take that action across that middle, and now either you gonna give me that top or you gonna give me the middle.
Man,
So you gotta pick your poison.
now to go back to the first half, man. Did you see that touchdown? Did you see that route he ran? And I think the Eagles kind of honed in on that route and said, you know what, somebody else has got to beat us.
Yeah,
And I think that route right there was like, okay, they put I think they put a slot corner on Kelce going
what,
into the second half. Going into
what
the second
see,
half.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't see that. I saw zone defense and Kelce running into the gaps of the zone. He did that
Correct.
all
Yeah.
throughout the game, and it was like, what are the Eagles doing? Okay, play zone on everybody else, but you bracket him. I don't understand, why would you not take out the best player from the Chiefs?
And
The
they
best,
wouldn't blitz Mahomes either. Remember we said I was like
yeah,
texting. I was like, why aren't they blitzing Mahomes? Because remember he ran that long play and got up, started limping. I was
yeah.
like, they need to blitz.
They needed to put the
They would.
I
pressure on
would
him.
have blitzed him and I would have had him throwing off of his bad foot. I would have had him
Yeah.
throwing off his bad. I thought they was gonna do that. I said that last time. I said, man, I'm gonna blitz him and I'm gonna blitz him hard. And the thing about it is that I'm gonna blitz him hard, but I'm gonna make sure that I cover the gaps because the quickest way to beat a blitz is to run.
Yeah,
So I'd have been a little bit active against that.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So let's move on. It was a great Super Bowl. Look forward to the next year. The Patrick Mahomes legend grows. Uh, you know, what, 5 seasons, 4 AFC Championship games,
Yep.
3 appearances in the Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls won. I mean, this guy, I I didn't think the Tom Brady stuff could be matched, but hell, this guy got a good chance of doing it. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
But speaking of quarterbacks, man, right now, man, there's teams out there positioning themselves for Aaron Rodgers, now Derek Carr, that he's been released by the Raiders. We got Jimmy G that's going to be released pretty soon. What do you guys think, man? Where do you think these guys going to end up?
I think Garoppolo's probably headed to the top of Tampa Bay. Probably a wild card, if anything, maybe Carolina. I think Derek Carr is either headed to the Saints,
Mm-hmm.
or also the Panthers. And Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's going to the Jets, but it looks like the rumors are headed to he's headed to the Raiders.
The
So,
Raiders.
which I don't
Oh,
think is a good move for him.
I didn't even think about the Raiders. That might be a good fit for him.
I don't think that's a good fit.
Why not?
They got to play Kansas City twice. You got to play the Broncos twice, and you got to play the Chargers twice.
So,
Their
I,
defense is not good enough.
I I kind of disagree because of the fact that I don't think Aaron Rodgers is leaving.
huh?
Really? Okay.
Oh, he's gone.
We said that last year.
No, I didn't say that last year.
I think it's evident now. They kind of both sides kind of headed towards it.
Oh yeah, they restructured his
So
contract for this move.
so the thing about it is, and guess what? They can restructure it again.
I think they want to see what they got out of Jordan Love.
They
So,
said that last time.
If
so
they, because next year is a strong quarterback class, so they can, if he's that good, they can draft him to the quarterback.
so
We've always been saying that Aaron doesn't know what he wants to do, and here's the thing with that. I don't until I see Aaron move. I gotta see it to believe it. He's one of those. He's for the theatrics. You
mhm.
know, he loves the press. He loves the attention, and he's going. And even though he says I'm going dark,
Yeah.
what does that mean? I mean, if you just gonna stop talking, then just get a big gulp and shut up and drink slow,
Right,
homie.
Yeah.
That's what we do. I ain't
right,
gonna say I'm going dark. What does that mean? You
yeah,
just gonna shut up? Just shut up then.
yeah.
Like I said, that's what we do for the theatrics. So you know,
Well, he's always been kind of like that.
and that's why I
Yeah.
say, you know, he doesn't know what he wants. And,
Yeah.
and, and, and he's like Bob Barker. I can be yours if the price is right. He's always about the money. He's never been about the winning. He already got his one, you know, he got his one Super Bowl, he got his one MVP. I
Yeah.
mean,
Two MVPs.
well, two MVPs, but he got his
Yeah.
trophies. So that's
Yeah.
enough for you to do the quarterback shows and ESPNs afterwards. So he got his
Yeah.
life after football.
It,
So
if I was Aaron, I thought about it just now. If I was him, I would go to the Dolphins.
I don't think the Dolphins are looking for a quarterback.
Are they gonna roll out two again next year?
I think so.
Oh, if Aaron, I'm pretty sure if Aaron Rodgers said,
they
"Hey,
need a
I want to,"
they need backup.
yeah, if Aaron Rodgers came and said, "Hey, I want to go to Miami," I think Miami would make some room for him,
Yeah,
which I
I
think
agree with you.
yeah,
Yeah,
would be a great fit for him.
yeah. You got a future Hall of Fame quarterback. Yeah, he wants to come play for you. Oh yeah, sorry Tua. You know,
Yeah,
let me show you what a clipboard is if you're gonna be the backup if you're staying with us.
yeah,
But you know, I look. I don't think it's a question about Aaron Rodgers leaving Green Bay. I think that was already determined last season. You know, they were already in the midst of trying to break up, but they wanted to give it one more shot. And you saw an unmotivated Aaron Rodgers last season.
yeah.
That ain't gonna work.
You
Let
think
the
he's
dude
done?
go.
You
Oh,
think
I
he's
think he's
done?
done with Green Bay. Yeah, absolutely.
No. I mean, done winning titles. This is it for
Oh
him.
no, I think he's still got. Depending on what team he goes to. If he goes to, I still believe that San Francisco's in play.
Well, Green Bay says they don't want to trade him in the NFC.
I got you. But if he goes to San Francisco, his chances of winning the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl is very high if he goes there.
What about the Raiders?
If he goes to the Raiders, I think the Raiders are. It's going to be tough in that conference, like you said. There's Patrick Mahomes, there's Joe Burrow, there's Lamar Jackson. There's too many. There's Justin Herbert. There's just too many good teams in that conference for him to try to pull it off
So I
with the
have a
Raiders.
question. Does he have a no trade clause?
I don't
I'm not
think so.
sure. I'm not sure
Uh,
because his contract was restructured last year, and I'm
yeah.
not sure what happened. But they structured it in such a way where this could be the year. It was like setting it up where they had that 1 year last year, and then now they can find a way to get rid of it.
Because
Well, I will say that's why.
if it has a no trade clause,
Well,
I'm not gonna trade you where you can win.
well, that's why Derek Carr got released by the Raiders because he didn't have
Right,
no trade clause,
right.
and he wouldn't tell them what team he wanted to get traded to because he didn't want them to
Well,
trade for him.
well. The Saints were ready to make a trade for him, and he
Okay.
exercised his no trade clause because, and this is what I believe happened. One, he probably didn't like the trade compensation that the Saints were going to have to give for him, right? That was going to hurt him going to the Saints.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then two, they probably asked the Raiders because the Saints are over the cap, 57 million. Probably asked the Raiders, "Hey, you're gonna have to restructure this guy's contract so he can go play for us." And Aaron Rodgers, Carr was like, "Well, no, I'd rather test the market opposed to take a pay cut." And so that's probably what happened. So now he's going to be released. He's going to test the market.
So can the Saints afford him?
They're gonna have to move some things around. But if they get into a bidding war with somebody, they're gonna lose that.
So, as a Saints fan, do you feel like they should make a move to get him?
Me personally, no, I don't think it should.
Okay.
I don't. I
So,
don't.
so who
I
do
don't.
y'all have?
I don't see. I don't see Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Derek Carr as a top 10 quarterback, like you guys are saying he is. I don't see him as that. I see him, and here's the analogy I give you, or the
I don't think
example
he's a
I give you.
top 10 quarterback, but I think he's better than what you have now.
I I think he is Andy Dalton, which we have, and which we can bring back. Andy Dalton spent 9 years in Cincinnati, just like Derek Carr has spent 9 years in Oakland or in Oakland and Las Vegas, right? He reached the point. He reached his peak and he fell off. And speaking of Andy Dalton, he reached his peak after 9 years, went on elsewhere. He fell off. Wasn't the same guy. I think Derek Carr is at that point in his career that he has hit his ceiling. His ceiling was a few years back, or maybe was it last year when they had their best season.
Interim coach, yeah.
Yeah, he hit his ceiling, and that's it. Like you're trying to revitalize, or not even revitalize. You're trying to make a quarterback that's been around 9 seasons great, and I think we've seen the best of him. I don't think there's anything left in the tank. But people believe that he's a top 10 quarterback. I don't see it.
I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. I think he's he's a good bridge quarterback. He's better than Andy Dalton. Come on, you got to give him a little bit better.
Well, here's the
credit than
question.
that.
Here's the question. Do you think he's 30, 40 million worth?
No.
Okay.
No.
So that's the problem. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
He's going to get
but that's based off the numbers the Raiders
But that's based off, but also that's based
That's the
off what the
market.
market is right
Yes,
now
that's the
for
market.
all quarterbacks. So right now,
No,
yes, the way the market is set right now,
no, for quarterbacks.
unless right now, that's what the market is set for
I know. I'm not
quarterbacks.
saying I'm not disagreeing with you, but his value is based off what's perceived. He's perceived to be a top 10 quarterback. So he's going to get top 10 quarterback money. I don't believe that he's a top 10 quarterback. And I don't think he deserves 30 million. I think if you pay that, because the Saints going to have to restructure some contracts, they're going to have to let go some good players to make him fit.
I do think that's what the market kind of demands for him, kind of
Yeah.
in that $28 to $32 million range.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what the market.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Carson Wentz is making $28 million.
Yeah, I know. And you saw what happened.
Yeah. So,
Right.
all right, 30 million is probably considered cheap to some teams for a quarterback.
Yeah. But I don't think it's a good gamble. Just like the Commanders did with Carson Wentz. Yeah. Was it worth the 28 million? No. I don't think so.
No.
So that's what's in question for me. And that's why I wouldn't do it. If I had to choose between him and Andy Dalton, I would just run it back with Andy Dalton.
So what's a good fit for Derek Carr, in your opinion?
I think the Jets. I think the Jets have the Jets have more talent around them. Yeah, I think the Jets are the better fit. They got a better defense.
I think Aaron Rodgers would be a good fit with the Jets.
Aaron Rodgers is a better fit, and the Jets are not going to take anything less than Aaron Rodgers.
Because the offensive coordinator's over there. His old offensive coordinator's over there.
Oh, is that right? So, okay. Yeah.
Nathaniel Hackett's over there. Yeah.
I was seeing him going to Las Vegas for Adams. Devontae Adams, getting back with his old guy. I think he'd love playing with him.
If he goes to the Jets, I mean, just think about
it. That defense is terrible.
With the Jets?
Yeah, no.
Or with the
Raiders.
The Raiders. Okay. Yeah.
And then they got a Josh Jacobs problem. What are they going to do with Josh Jacobs? I mean, so that running game is down the drain.
Well, yeah, but you got the number one leading rusher in Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, but they got to pay him.
Yeah, pay him. What's the big deal?
I don't think it's that easy, man. I don't think it's that easy.
Why do you think it's that easy?
He's gonna come. He's the top rusher last year, so he's gonna come in top money, 20 million for a running back.
Okay, that's not a lot of money.
So then you're gonna come in and pay Aaron Rodgers $50 million?
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to demand $50 million, but I would pay Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is not taking no pay cuts.
No,
Please understand
not taking no pay cuts. He in the dark somewhere trying to figure out how much what he gonna do with this $50 million. Come on, Marvin.
Facts.
Come on, Marvin.
Yeah, well, we'll see, man. I think he could go there. I think he wants to get back with Adams. I agree with you. It might Now you're gonna have to pay Josh Jacobs, you're gonna have to pay Adams, and then trying to fit Aaron Rodgers into it. That might be a
Even
little. That might
even
be
with
even more
the
costly.
even with him going to the Raiders, that's still the fourth best team in that division.
The- Oh, you crazy? You
Yeah,
think the Broncos are better if they get Aaron Rodgers? You think the Broncos will still be better than the Raiders?
they got a better defense than the Raiders. Yes,
Okay, but the Raiders'
a
offense will
better
be
and
unstoppable
they
with
got a
Aaron
better. They
Rodgers.
got a bet. They got a.
Josh
Uh,
Jacobs, Devontae
Josh
Adams.
Josh Jacobs is a question mark. So Josh Jacobs
No,
may not be there.
oh, he'll be there. He'll be there.
Darren Waller's been hurt
Devin
last couple of
Wild,
seasons.
yeah, there is it Darren Wilder.
Yeah,
He's
Darren
there.
Waller's been
So
hurt,
that's the top.
and
That's the top 10.
Renfro's been hurt. The offensive line is questionable. Come on now, they got some issues over there in Oakland. Let's not say, okay, they'll be third best. Okay, third best, barely third best.
Wow. Okay.
You got them better than the Chargers?
They could be. Yes. The Chargers not all that great. Did you see them in the playoffs? They were on the verge of firing their coach because they're not impressed with him.
No,
I'm not impressed with him either.
I'm not either.
So I think they could be the second best team in that division.
I think Kellen Moore is going to make a difference for the Chargers.
Hmm.
You disagree? I know you disagree with that. I know
Yeah.
I know your thoughts on Kellen Moore.
I
You
mean,
ranted about Kellen Moore.
no. I mean, I don't have a problem with Kellen Moore. I mean, I just don't. I don't see the Chargers, and I was high on the Chargers. I don't. I couldn't understand how could this coach screw this up with Justin Herbert, but he figured out a way. He figured
And I
out a way.
think, and another reason why I think, matter of fact, I will say the Broncos are probably second or third. They got better coaching. They got Sean Payton over there. They're not losing
Yeah,
with Sean Payton. Come on
yeah.
now.
It's
They're
going.
not losing. They're not losing with Sean Payton.
But
It's gonna take 1 year for
it's going to
Sean
take
to
a
get
year.
for him to
they
clean the
gonna be
culture.
they gonna
For
be
him
a
to
lot
clean
Yes,
of
that
better than
culture
last
up.
year.
He's got to clean up that culture.
he
It's
got
gonna
to
take
clean up
one
the
year.
culture, and he's got to get his players in there. So
They're gonna be a lot better than last year. They're not gonna be an S show like
No,
last
they're
year.
not.
no,
They're
I
They're
don't think
not
so
not.
gonna be.
either.
They're not gonna be an
No.
S show like last year.
They
Yes,
probably
they
won't
are.
be as bad as last year, but they're not going to be tops in his division.
No, they're not. They'll be third.
And Sean Payton, he's already in the trying to change the culture. He already
Yeah.
told Russell Wilson, you're not going to have your own private quarterback coach.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
so
Yes.
he's already
Yes.
changing the culture. He's got to get his players in there. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if he finds a way to get Taysom Hill there. He loves him some Taysom Hill,
He
so
might
he'll
get Michael
figure.
Thomas there.
He might get Michael Thomas there. I wouldn't be surprised because he has his guys, the type of players he likes.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised. So all right, well, guys, I know we talk about NFL trades. Well, let's talk about some NBA trades, right? Last show we talked about the trades that happened to Kyrie to Dallas, and I know at the time I was thinking, Durant was going to stay with the Nets because I know they were talking about resigning. This was a
Yeah.
part when Kyrie was talking about resigning, and the talks with Kyrie stopped, and he got traded. And I was thinking, well, maybe the talks are still happening with Durant, and then lo and behold, Durant is traded to the Phoenix Suns. How does
Yeah.
this change the dynamics in the West?
Oh yeah.
Hold on,
yeah.
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
So I'm glad y'all said it like that.
You sound like John Morant. You're
Oh
not
wow.
phased.
You want to tell you why? Durant play yet?
Mm-mm. Is he still
Then
hurt?
it doesn't. Did he suit up yet? I ain't talking about it on the video game. Did he suit up yet?
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Now Kyrie Irving, he's changed the dynamics
Yeah.
because Kyrie Irving has suited up.
Yeah.
I keep telling. So we talk about this. I thought this was the voice of reason. The best ability is availability,
Yep.
folks.
Nope.
All
Nope.
right now.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
The trade just happened last week.
Look,
You act like he been out a month.
like I told you,
All right. Once again, did he shoot up?
I think he's been out longer than a week. Off and on throughout this year, he's been
The
out.
trade deadline was February 8th. Today is the 15th.
Yeah, he was traded last week, but what
Yeah.
Don is saying, he is in and out of the lineups. I don't think he
So
is.
right now, Kevin Durant, I'm watching him and he in street clothes.
Yeah, he's always in street clothes. Look, look,
Hey,
That's
between
look,
him
further.
and AD, I don't know who. I
Oh,
don't
look,
come
know.
look,
on, come
I
look.
don't know
on,
who
It's
come
wears street clothes
but
more.
this is my
on.
thing. My thing is in the NBA, when a player has an Achilles injury, they never truly recover from that.
And you talking to a guy who has had it, and I'm gonna tell you that
It's one of
it
the
it
worst injuries
it
you
it,
could have.
it messes with you mentally because of the and it messes with you mentally because you know what you did and pushing off of it,
Yep.
and it
But
just yeah.
but also you overcompensate for it.
Yes, you do.
You
And that's
overcompensate
and
for it.
that's why I got back and hip injuries.
Yeah, so you have other injuries because of it, and I think that's always going to plague him throughout his career. I know at one time they were talking about trading whether or not the Pelicans should try to make a trade for it. And I'm like, hell no. He's going to bring this injury prone
Even
body
with
to
Kevin Durant or the Pelicans?
no, no. And
Oof.
here's why. Here's why. I think we have the young Kevin Durant on the Pelicans.
Uh,
His name is Brandon Ingram.
Hey, the
yeah.
truth. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I would say differently about a lot of these NBA players if I saw their work ethics. Their work ethics are not Jordan, LeBron, or Kobe. Like these guys are individuals that put
Did he say LeBron?
like at least like $2 million into their bodies every year. When I see a player that invests in their body, I see a person that takes their profession seriously.
There's that eye
Absolutely.
test.
I
There's
mean,
that
I
eye
Absolutely.
mean,
test.
hey,
There's that
Luca,
eye test, man.
Luca does not take his
Mm,
profession seriously because he's out of shape. And
right.
even though last year's MVP, who was last year's MVP?
Luca.
Did,
No, no, no.
no, the
Joker.
No.
Joker.
Yeah.
Yo,
Get in
The
shape,
cool
God
Joker.
damn it. Get in shape, God damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
Get a personal trainer.
Yep.
Get a
Yep.
personal trainer.
Yep.
yeah.
That's
And,
probably
and,
the
and,
biggest weakness.
and guess what? That's the scary part is that you're not in shape and you're killing people.
Mm. Yeah. That's what's scary. Doing that
That's
not in shape.
scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
And listen, look, that's the part that separates people from being, like I said, top tier with the Kobe's, the Michael Jordans and the LeBrons. That's the difference. You can't even be in conversations like that.
Right, right.
You can't even have people get mad when they tell me they say, "Oh man, he dropped that." I said, "Man, he's garbage. He's out of shape."
Yeah.
And they say, "How you say he out of shape?" I say he's fat.
So you know Joey the GM and I gonna really appreciate you mentioning LeBron in
LeBron,
that piece.
LeBron. I mean, I don't hate LeBron. I just say LeBron's not the GOAT. But I ain't gonna stop it. That's it. That's
Let's
it
not
right
have
there.
that debate. We
That's
will
it. But
we'll
but
table that.
as far as LeBron
Yeah,
respecting the profession and
absolutely.
respecting what he does,
Yep,
he spends between 2-3 million.
yep, yep,
Kobe
absolutely.
spends between 2-3 million. They told me Kobe used to sleep in this little chamber,
Yep.
during the season.
Took his
You know,
profession seriously.
yeah, Jordan was the only one. They said when Jordan came back, he did a movie and he had professional trainers and they said, he had professional meals for everybody. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Jordan
Professional chefs live with
Jordan
him.
Jordan had, I'm sure all the players now have this, but he had the gym, he had a full court at his house. He used to invite the team over and they
Hmm.
used to play together at his house and work out at his house.
Yes, and
So
he used to fit, and he had the chef fix them professional meals
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
that were healthy. And I'm like, what?
Right.
So that's the difference when I say, we can traverse the conversation back to Kevin Durant. Yes, I don't think that, I don't see him being that guy that's going, change the league. Yes, I love Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a facilitator,
Hmm.
but Chris Paul is old.
Yep.
So he's gonna give you X amount of minutes. But the most powerful weapon in any battlefield is the mind. So he's gonna outthink you
Yep.
the whole time. But the body's gonna give up. So Chris is gonna be times where guess what? He ain't gonna be on that floor.
Yep.
So that you're gonna lose your floor general.
Yep.
And then
It,
you got that young guy on the floor. So you got Durant, but Durant, like I said before, you can't count on because his body's gonna fall down.
Well, this is why I think this is a huge gamble for Phoenix, and I think it's a calculated gamble, that they a calculated risk that they have to make. They know their window is closing because Chris Paul career is coming to an end,
Hmm.
and they
Yeah.
got to get that finals before it happens because I think this is as much help as they're going to be able to get Devin Booker, and so I think they're risking their future to get that chip now.
They lost a
So
lot of defense.
yeah, they lost a lot of defense and youth.
Yes. And
Yeah,
then on top of that,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, they lost a lot of minutes because the minutes that you don't want to put on Kevin Durant, guess what?
yep,
You just gave up.
yep. You sure did.
So who you gonna get those minutes from?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you gave up Jay Crowder too? That was your dog,
So
Yeah.
so with this happening, you still got the Warriors winning the West.
of course. And here's why.
No. No.
Here's why. So here's why. Wanna tell you why?
Phil got a look of disgust.
Here's why.
Man,
The nucleus is still there. Ain't nothing changed. Well,
They're taking
listen,
they're taking a year off right now.
when the nucleus is still there, and you have not, and listen, the nucleus is still there. The nucleus is still there. The chef
Yeah,
is still there.
yeah. But he's,
They're
I
taking a
think he's
year
breaking
off,
down.
Bob.
Yeah, he's taking off.
They're taking a year off. They're not
I,
even playing whole games.
yeah,
They taking the regular season off.
they
They
should.
gotta make the playoffs. I don't even they may not they may not make the playoffs.
I
I mean,
think
they'll make the playoffs, but
they'll make the playoffs. I mean, the NBA has made it so easy
And
now
guess
with
what?
this
And guess
play-in
what? When they
game.
make the playoffs, who you?
so you go from winning a title to the playing game? That's
No,
terrible.
they're
But
not
see,
playing the play-in game. They're gonna be like an eighth seed. That's easy.
That's not
ah,
good. You got to turn around and play to Memphis
well,
or
What?
Denver.
They ain't scared of none of them.
but see, that's the thing about it. I think they're going to be in the playing game, and I think that's going to be too much for them. Because here's the deal.
You being disrespectful. I'm about to hang up.
Well, hang up. Because I mean, right now they're the ninth seed.
And
Well, they got Gary Payton Jr. He's injured.
Yeah,
okay,
So it's going to be time before he gets to play. And then they had to trade it. Now, this is the reason why I thought they were going to have years of success because I thought James Wiseman was going to add that youth, that
yeah,
length, and
okay.
defense that they needed. And he's not. I mean, I think we can classify him as a bust.
yeah.
And they
Talk about
traded him
work ethic.
away.
Talk
Hmm.
Yeah.
about work
Talk
ethic.
about poor work ethic. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean, he's pretty much failed them. He was the part of that dynasty that was going to continue this for the next couple of years to take the pressure off of Steph, Draymond, and Clay,
yeah.
and they had to trade him away.
Okay.
So I just don't see it this year.
Clay. So Steph Curry's still there. Clay is back.
Yeah,
Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Looney's still there.
and remember Clay had a knee injury, so
Oh,
Clay
Clay. What you mean?
hasn't
Clay
quite
is
been the
back.
same.
What you mean?
Mm,
Have you been keeping up with the NBA?
I've been keeping up with the NBA, but I don't think he's the Clay that we knew when they were the Splash Brothers. He was on par with Steph. I don't think that's the case anymore.
Now I'm looking at some of the standings here. I will say, I don't think they'll catch the Nuggets, but between records two
So what's
to
Clay averaging
nine,
right now? Hold on. What's Clay averaging right now for the season?
Well, let's see.
21.
I don't think it's 21. You sure about that?
Yes, I'm watching. I'm looking at the stats right now.
Okay, yeah, 21. Okay.
yeah, but he's always averaged 21.
Yeah, that's why I
No,
said
not last year.
not last year.
Not last year.
So right now I'm getting 21. And so let's that's why I keep telling y'all, look at the depth that we still have.
No, that tells me that he's improving. He's getting
And
back
so
to form.
we got Jordan Poole, and Jordan Poole's an instant meal. That's a quick 30.
Yeah, no question about it.
Steph Curry,
So
quick 30. So 20, 30, 30.
so yeah, but I think when you made this point last week is that
And
they, but
Wiggins another
but
20.
we
So that's
talked about this
40.
last week
That's
that
40. That's
Steve
60. That's
Kerr.
100. That's 100 points
But
right there.
hang on. We talked about this last week. Steve Kerr is doing a masterful job of developing these players and getting them
Yeah,
ready.
Hmm.
yeah,
Right? He's doing this calculated, sending them to the
Yeah.
G League, getting them more time on the
Kaminga
floor.
and all
Yeah,
them. Yeah,
yeah, bringing them
Green,
back. Yeah, yeah. So you're seeing these young players
Moody,
play a role. A little disappointed in Wiseman, but he seems to be doing and they're sticking to their small ball approach
Da
of
Vinci.
getting. Yeah, yeah. So okay, who you got winning the West, Phil? Does Durant going to Phoenix change your mind?
It depends what he's gonna play. Um, I actually like Denver. Denver or
Mhm.
Phoenix. I actually like
Okay,
Denver. I'm not a believer in Memphis. Sorry.
I'm a
Uh,
believer. I'm a
nah.
believer.
In Denver?
I'm a believer in Denver. I'm a believer in Memphis. I'm a believer in both of those teams.
Memphis hasn't done anything.
That's the thing. I
Yeah,
think
but
their time is
they
now.
got the same team as last year.
Oh yeah,
That
a
ain't
young
do
team.
nothing. Ain't
What do
do
you mean?
nothing.
What do you mean they didn't do anything?
What is it? Echo? I said it. Ain't do nothing. I'm on my Shay. I'm on my Shay Sharp. They ain't do nothing.
They made the playoffs last year. I think they lost in the what, second round?
Yeah, they lost to the Warriors.
Yeah, they lost to the champions. So, and I think they gave them some work.
No, we gave them work. They ain't give us nothing.
I think John Morant got hurt, didn't
But I think he still played. But I think I do remember him getting hurt in that
he? Yeah.
series. But I think he still played, but he was in and out of the lineup.
Yeah. Okay.
So, okay. Well, this is the end of the football season, and we're going to start picking up more with NBA talk. And at some point, we're going to get to this GOAT debate. But we're
Yeah.
going we're still struggling to work out the terms of our debate because we don't want to make sure we're talking about what this person is the GOAT of, you know. But I'm not going to
The
rehash
GOAT
this.
criteria.
We're going to talk about the GOAT criteria because I think that kind of gets lost in this debate. What are we saying? Who's the GOAT of what? What are they the GOAT of? Is it GOAT of selling shoes? Well, hell, that's Michael Jordan without a doubt. That's no question. You have no debate from it. So we're going to work out the terms of this. We're going to discuss that with our audience. But in the meantime, between time, we're going to wrap this thing up. And, thank you all for joining us. And we'll see you next week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we out.